Hi, so I'm Jessica. I work at the Monmouth County Library. A lot of you who's watching this video probably took home a take and make for these beautiful sunflowers that you paint on wine bottles. And since it was easier to do a video over it, we're going to go over on how to do this. So most of you got 3 or 4 colors and a wine bottle. So we're gonna begin by, if you guys still have paper on your bottle, the best way to take it off is to put it under hot water, submerge it in hot water like inside and out, wait a few minutes. You can put soap in it if you want the water, and then it should peel off easy. If not, just scrub it, but it should come off. I've done a lot of the wine bottles, so if you do have one that still has paper on it, sorry, but it should all come off pretty easily. So we're gonna begin. As you can see, you can do it by starting in the middle of the flower or starting on the leaves. So we're just gonna start on the inside for one of them, so then everybody can see how to do this. And you're gonna take your paintbrush, get some of your brown, and you're gonna find a place on your bottle and you're just gonna paint it. And if you look at sunflowers, if you need reference, I would look at some sunflowers on the internet in case you want it going a different direction. And if you do, then you can do that. I would also recommend, since we can't really give you more than one paintbrush at a time, to get a paper towel and clean off your paintbrush, or you could do water and then clean off your paintbrush, but make sure it's dry because these are watercolors. And then you're going to take your yellow, and you can either do 1 coat of yellow or 2 coats. This would be one that would be 1 coat. This would be 2 coats. This would be 1 coat. So it kind of just depends on your preference. And you're just going to start at the top and work your way up. And you're gonna do that until they're all filled. And the more pointy the edges, so you can go back and point them if you want, the more it's gonna look like a sunflower. And I'm going to hurry up with this. So you might have something like this. It didn't turn out how I wanted it. I'm not good with doing it this direction. And then you're gonna go back in and you're gonna make small lines. And you're gonna fix them top ones and make them pointy. And you're gonna curve some of these out. Say they look like they're curving. See how that goes? You're curving them. And then you can wait for it to dry. And then you can figure out if you want another coat. You can go ahead and put another coat on. It'll give that, give it a look, a different kind of look though. But it is still really cool. So it's gonna look like something like that. And if you need to go back with brown, that's perfectly fine. Just take a little brown, dot it back in, get some of that yellow in there too, and it makes it look even real. And there you go. Or you can do one like this, which this one and this one is my favorite doing. So I'm gonna do two of them. So we're gonna start with a side angle. So I started with the yellow and I take it out. And with this angle, I just go ahead and put them as close together as I can. And I make sure it gets that angle looking. And then fill it up as much as possible. If you can't tell, I'm gonna have to look this direction because I can't really do it from the top. And you're just gonna go in and straighten out the edges when you get it to how you want it to look. And this one I like going back over with another coat, since it you can make it overlap. So this could be like, you know, the top layer, and then you can do a bottom layer. I'm also gonna do one more. I'm gonna try to copy what I have. So you're just gonna do really thin lines. And it's okay if you can trace it with maybe Sharpie. But I'm not for sure how you would wash it. So how I did the other one was I started like this, and then I went and added more lines and some more. So I took one down there, I took one there, and I took one there, and there. See? So if you want like a more one that looks more real, I would probably go with thinner lines and add that little texture of little ones that just disappear almost. And there's like the best one that you can do. And if you're not artsy, like you can still make this one work. I would say if you end up getting one that's this big, just go in and make them thin lines. Make as many thin lines as you can. And then we're gonna go in and do green. So clean your paintbrush, take some green. Now you don't need a lot. It's also easy if your paint's dry or a little bit dry. You're just gonna pat it. Just pat it on there. And if you have messed up, you can make it go like that. And then you can go and make it have, see? So with this one, I do the same thing. I'm gonna go in and figure out where I want this to start. If I want it to stay straight or if I want it to be bumpy like that. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm going to paint my stem, if you want to do your stem yet. And also a good thing about wine bottles and doing it, you can actually pretty much take it off with your finger if you mess up. So if you, like, say you did something like this and you didn't like it, you could always like wipe it off. You can use window cleaner, anything like that. I'd also say do not wash these when you get done. So if you do put flowers in them, try not to get it wet, because the paint will come off. So the only way to keep the paint on these is if you go and spray it with adhesive or some kind of like clear coat, and it should stay. I do know something about, it did say that you could put it in the oven. I didn't want to try that, but if you want to, you can try that. And so it's up to you. If you do try the oven, let me know if it works or not. But okay, so then I'm gonna try to do one like this one, but not there. So you're gonna start by finding a place and let's try this. So you're gonna go, being left-handed right now, that does not work well. And you're just gonna go with the back. So you're gonna just make lines like that. And these lines need to be almost not that good. Like they don't have to be perfect since they're gonna be in the background of the other ones. You kind of don't want them being as bright as the front. So you're gonna have that. I'd wait for it to get a little dry. And then, since I don't have time, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other layer. So you're gonna have this right now, and then you're gonna take it, and you're gonna start at the top, so more paint, and you're just gonna do it like that, so then they overlap, and you want them overlapping. So I'm just gonna fast forward this, so just act like that's your InDesign, which it's almost how you do it. But you're gonna start with the back layer, you're gonna do a half moon, and then you're gonna go back in and like this one. So these would be the half moon ones, and you're gonna want pointy edges on them. And then when that dries, you're gonna go with these, and you're not gonna do very many. You need to continue to keep them as narrow as possible. It kind of doesn't work with me because I have a big brush. But then you're gonna go in, clean out your brush when it gets done. You're gonna go and get your paintbrush a little bit dotted with brown, and you're just gonna go in where you think you might still see part of the brown, and you're just gonna add that. And you can go in like much more if you think, hey, this isn't enough brown. And so I'm gonna try to fix this one and show you how to do it. Get it more. So my top and bottom layers now pretty much dry on this flower, so I'm just gonna go in and try to show you how to get it to have that. But you kind of just want your paintbrush to almost like fall off the edge as you get closer to like the end of the petal. And it kind of works better if you just start from the edge and then work your way in. But there is how it should look. And then you can do a front face of one. And let's just go ahead and get the leaves in this one first. And the petal. So you're just gonna get, because it's kind of hidden, you can just put like a little bit, you know? And then you just take it and you bring it down. And like I said, you guys are going to have a thinner brush than me, so it's going to be easier. And let's do some petals. It's like some leaves and petals. So I'm not for sure, but I like how we came up with this one. So you're going to take and start at the top. And you're going to make your brush go as wide as possible. Bring it down. It's for an outline. And then you're going to go in. And you're going to be very smooth. And you're going to start a little higher. And you're just going to bring it down. So then you have that. Another way you can do it is just stay as smooth as you can. Keep your as pointy as possible. And then bring it down like that. I like this one better, but if you guys can't do it, then you can always do this one. And you can mess around with it. If you mess up, there's always a way to fix it. So just gently and then a lot. And bring it down in. So then you can always do like a front view of the flower. I personally do not do well with front views. But I would like starting with the black or the brown, because you can make the petals have that brown color in them too. So you're gonna make a circle. There's your circle. And you're going to take, and I'm gonna show you different techniques or different ways. You can start at the back or start out away from it and go in like this, which is how I like to do it, because I'm not really good with starting in the inside and going out. But then you can start on the inside and go out. And if you start on the inside, usually, like you've seen with this one, my petals get much larger than if I start on the outside in. But it's up to you and your preference, and if you don't like going from the inside, there's always ways. So you're gonna have, when you make a front one, try to keep as much room around, so then you can put like 2 more petals in, so when it dries you can just go in and add more, like we did with the other one, these two. That way it gives it more volume. So I think that one's almost dry, so I'm gonna go in with these 2, and I'm gonna do 2. So I have 2. When that dries, I can go in with 1 more right down the middle. And then you can just keep doing that all the way around it. Until it looks like this. And then you can do curly cues and all sorts of other stuff. You can also, since I gave you guys white, if you want to dull your colors, make like a lighter green like this color, you can do that. You can go in and put white down first. So this one, I wanted to try that, so I went and put white, colored the petals all white, and then went back in with the yellow. But I didn't do it at the top. I went in and put the white down around here, so it looks like brighter. But it's kind of up to you and how much time you have, and if you want to go through all that. But it looks really cool. You can also take and use this part of your paintbrush, dip it in some white, and just gently like dot it in there, put some brown in, and have that volume and all them colors combining. Also, another cool thing that you can do with these is if you have any fairy lights, you can drop it in. And because most of these are see-through, well, all of them are see-through, you can actually, the fairy lights will make all these, like, not these, because they're too thick, but these that don't have, like, a lot of color in them, they'll actually pop them out if you have lights inside of them. And I'm not for sure how many blue ones we had left for the ones that left, the other people. But if you have a green, it also works amazing. I feel like the green is better because it looks more like a, yeah, it looks better. But that's my preference. And then, let me finish up. Let me try to finish this one. I'm gonna run through this so then I can show you how to do. And I tell you guys, I'm bad at front views. You're about to see why I'm bad at front views. Okay, well, that's how mine turned out just now. Need to fast forward. Anyways, so to do the stem and stuff for these, you kind of just want to start at the bottom. And if there's any like little holes peeking out like this one, you just go and you can make them move or you can make them straight. I kind of like to make them move. And then you just go in and you just like, if you don't have a lot of room like in this area, let me make this one have a stem too. You can just go and do small ones like that. Like, let me try this. Like this. And they look really delicate. And I feel like if you can get as many of your flowers with that pointy edge, it makes it have like a very realistic and edgy feeling to it that I kind of enjoy. Like this one has to be my favorite because of it. And here's some ideas if you guys want to try making some. Let me show you the top one. So if you want to make this one, you start with these and you just bring them down, let it dry. And with this one, I actually ended up making the brown, so it is my center point, so I knew the direction, and that might be good for beginners. So make that center point and then bring them down, then let them all dry, then come back and make some more flowers, more petals, I mean, and go down and puff them out. And I could have just put maybe one or two that went just a little bit out here. And then, since I wanted it to have more stuff, I just went ahead and just put them down. And if you want to, you can also just put all your flowers up to like up from here up. And then have this like all kind of leaves. That's another way you can do them. But I'd really like to see your guys' designs. So if you want, you can email them to this email that this is connected to, or you could just post them on Facebook. And I'm hoping that I was a good teacher, since I'm not so good doing teaching through videos. I'm hoping everybody likes that and kind of understood how to do this. If you have any questions while you're doing these, just feel free to let the library, or like call the library. I'm here every day, Monday through Friday. So if you do have any questions, just call and let us, like, I can try to walk you through something if you're confused. And even if you make a mistake, there's always a way to make it better. You can wash it, you can wash it off, whatever. If it's still wet, you can just rub it off. But it's only happy accidents. So I hope that helps. And next month will be our last craft night until August or September. I'm not for sure if we're still doing what I had planned. But if we do, try to keep your paintbrushes because you will need them next month too.